Hi Suzanne, how you going?
I'm all right, thanks, Phil. It's
Good. Yeah,
day outside.
yeah, it's been a while since we've talked together live, and I just wanted to have a quick discussion about how we're going with the Breathe into Life breathwork training, because it's been a bit of a journey to get here since we planned the last one to be, a year earlier than it actually is going to be.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to let people know through our newsletter on this video that it's going ahead. We've got 11 people confirmed as coming, and yeah, we've got the venue, we've got the caterer, and Suzanne and I are starting to get things together for the training, e.g., a bit of reading material and gathering our mental and physical forces towards it. So
Yes, Phil, it's firmly in the calendar.
yes, it's firmly in the calendar after 2 years of flip-flopping. Felt like it was actually never going to get off the ground, but it's getting there now, so which is fantastic. And I was just talking to a friend of mine, a participant who was at the last breathwork training, Lynn, and she said that, look, there's a lot of benefit for doing the breathwork for her, and there was a lot of problems with insomnia, nightmares, and what happened was that all settled down after doing one breathwork session with us 2 weeks ago, and it was just remarkable. She said it's remarkable how improved her sleep is. It's not broken up by nightmares, by interruptions, and it's, to me, that's just a wonderful result and a simple benefit of decreasing broken sleep. But for her, that's what happened. Not everyone has that effect, but that was a really good outcome. And if we're looking for outcomes in breathwork, when people sign up for breathwork, whether it's a one-off event or whether you're doing it for 8 days or 1 day or 1 hour, it just blows me away what healing benefit can occur, if you're enthusiastic to go with it. And sometimes it doesn't all happen in one session, but I feel that, if anyone is considering signing up for the 8 days, I mean, it's a really good examination of how much you can move through in that time. I mean, I don't know what you think of that statement, but I mean, would you consider breathwork? I know it's not the healing silver bullet for every ailment that befalls a human condition, but do you think it's a powerful modality in itself without anything else?
Well, Phil, over the years that we've run retreats, long ones and short ones, we've witnessed significant transformations or life changes afterwards as a result of being there. So definitely people make some very significant choices having been at some of these retreats that we've run. So definitely.
Yeah, it certainly moves people along. I mean, it can change their relationship to life. I mean, to what they're doing, what their career is, what their relationships are, and be warned. It can really move along towards something which is perhaps more in line with what you do, where you want to be in life. Not as a selfish thing, but as I suppose a self-expression thing. What are there parts of my life that I need to disassemble to reassemble elsewhere? So I think breathwork can help cut through the noise, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Definitely. And look, I was reading some of my notes the other day that I've accumulated over time, Phil.
Your vast knowledge.
Yeah, so some gems. And I think it was from one of our trainings, perhaps. And the line was that if you struggle to breathe, you struggle to live. How profound is that?
Yeah.
Like, some people really struggle to breathe.
Yeah.
They're breathing, but they're not breathing well, not optimally. And that is so fundamental.
Yeah.
Just the ability to breathe freely, easily, and fully.
And to be conscious when you're not fully and freely breathing is half the battle.
Yeah.
or all of it really. So, it's an interesting thing to be, like, it's like, to me, good healing is not about being positive about the future or having positive thoughts all the time. Healing's about just being conscious and aware. And if you're conscious, aware of your breath, it's a big shift, even if you're consciously aware that you're shallow breathing, it doesn't matter that that's not perfect, because it still happens to me sometimes, especially when I'm driving. In a high stress situation, I become hyper aware of the fact that I'm not breathing fully into the bottom of my belly, and so it gives me an opportunity to choose what I'm doing next.
That's right. Yeah. Me too. I observe times, Phil, when even just in bed, where I wake up in the morning and I just bring my attention to my breath. And what a difference it makes. Just in that very relaxed time of the day.
Yeah. And look, there's all sorts of different times of the day where our breathing changes and moves in and out of things. Sometimes I wake up with almost like a really shallow breath. That's like, I almost feel lightheaded because I've been half asleep and half awake, and it's like that sort of almost not breathing. But of course I am. But it's like, I sometimes have to wake up and actually force myself to take more full breath to wake up more, to actually really help a bit, detoxify myself a bit by just taking more air in, even if I'm lying still in bed.
Yeah.
And so for people who have tried other things like Wim Hof breathing or pranayama breathing in yoga, they're fundamental things in a lot of different breathwork styles, I suppose. And so for those people watching who are interested in breathwork but haven't done conscious connected breathwork or rebirthing or whatever you want to call it, holotropic breathing, it's another level of breathing. This is about emotional depth. It's about unearthing, feelings that have long since perhaps been buried, and it's not just a technique which helps you feel calm. It's a technique which helps unearth, parts of your psyche and parts of your soul's journey which are often hidden. So it's different to pranayama in that it's not just about calming the chakra, the upper chakras in the body. It's about belly breathing. It's about, feeling into that part of the body where a lot of emotions are stored in the diaphragm. And so, a lot of the, that's why to me it's a really good modality. And if you are running something else like psychology or psychotherapy or clinical psychology even, it's a wonderful adjunct to help your clients as well. So, and you, Suzanne, often will, you do craniosacral therapy, you also do body work or body transformation, and those things can be really helpful for people as well. So, and breathwork is a different modality to other breathwork styles. It is different to body work, but it can always be added to something quite easily, not at the same time, but in a separate process. But it's a wonderful tool to help people if they're tired of talk therapy, for example, or in terms of like what you saw in our last group breathwork down in Bermagui, what did you notice? If you had a general observation about it, what would you say about it? Do you think back to that Sunday?
Yeah. It's always interesting when you observe a group of people breathing consciously and being prepared to show their breath.
Yeah, okay.
There's an aspect, feel like, like it's like when we say, show me your breath. How prepared are you? Some people are quite timid around breathing and showing their breath, or being prepared to really dive in and let the breath take them. For some, there's some real trepidation around just being in that place where they're ready to actually just breathe. And nothing else is required except breathe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it is a bit of a vulnerable space sometimes to lie on your back with your palms facing up and breathing, and like, you know, we're encouraging you to breathe fully through the mouth in a sort of circular loop. And, you know, it is a vulnerable thing to do. And you know, like, it is showing part of your psychology to us, I suppose. I mean, you're not really showing it to other people because they're all busy breathing, but there is like an aspect of trust. And, you know, I want to assure people that Suzanne and I are very interested in building trust in the group when we have groups, and also that we've been doing this work for like 10 years now. So we really want to help people feel safe, basically, to be able to express themselves. I mean, that's part of it. We use the 3 keys of breath, movement, and sound. And you know, that connection between the belly and the throat is really important. So, you know, when people start moving their diaphragm more fully, then, you know, often they come up to the throat, and then the throat gets blocked. And so we try and encourage a bit of sound if it's there. And so those connections, you know, those more primal connections between that you know, more animalistic side of ourselves, it is centered around the belly, and it's centered around the throat, and the eyes and the jaw. You know, we try and help facilitate all the movement in those parts of the body which get a bit, you know, shut down or suppressed if we're always in our heads. So, yeah, I encourage people to have a look at what we're offering in October. It's a beautiful site right next to Gulaga Mountain National Park, and, you know, we've run retreats there before. It's a stunning place energetically, and you know, obviously in the natural environment. It's amongst the forest, really.
Yeah, it's going to be really great, Phil, going back to that centre and being in that environment, because we haven't been there.
No, for a very long time. I think 2014 was the last time we were there. So, yeah, 8 years ago. I can't quite comprehend it. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to running this beautiful Breathe into Life 8-day breathwork training, or you can do it just as a retreat. It's part of a longer training with us over 2 years, but you just want to do the one module, that's fine with us too. So anyway, I'm looking forward to working with you again, Suzanne. It was such a pleasure last time in 2019 when we last did a 10-day event. So this is a little bit shorter, but it'll be packed full of exciting and also at the same time exciting material, but also a bit of time for space and reflection. So it's not all jam-packed, but it's certainly, you'll be doing a lot of breath work, a lot of experiential work. So anything else you want to say about the venue in particular? No, but certainly the possibility of the unexpected, and that's always there when we work with groups, and the magic that comes when we've got people gathering in this way and living together as community for that period of time, learning, breathing, experiencing, and also having fun. Yeah. It's literally a retreat from the normal concerns of everyday life, you know, and we aim to make it a profound and stunning experience for everyone. That's our goal. So, and you know, we take a lot of care with making sure that can happen for everyone in the group. So yeah, good. All right, that's about it. I think we've probably said enough. Thank you very much, Suzanne, and we'll do another one of these probably in a few weeks' time. Okay. Great.